Hi YouTube, Ben Parsons here on the Blu-ray Ben channel, and today I'm doing my first collaboration video. I've never done a collaboration video in this way before, and I'm doing it with Rachel Wagner. So definitely check her out. I'll put a link down below. She's a great YouTuber. She does loads of great unboxings. She collects a lot of these, collection boxes sets that are surprises, mystery boxes, and loot crates and these things. And also she also does a lot of lists, saying her favourite Disney songs, her favourite 5 movies from this topic, and etc. And that's what we're doing today. So go over and check out her video. We're going to do, obviously, as you can see by the title, top 5 best Dreamworks Pictures movies. And yeah, go check her out, check out her video. And I'm looking forward to checking it out too, because I haven't seen it yet. We've sort of done it a bit of a surprise. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. So yeah, top 5 Dreamworks Pictures movies. I love Disney movies, I love Pixar, I also love Dreamworks, all these animated films, absolutely great. And not a lot of people talk about Dreamworks, so they talk about Disney and Pixar and things like that. So definitely a great idea to do. And I've got my top 5 here, I've written down, I've been investigating, because I do have quite a lot of good films. And I'm just going to get straight off, starting from number 5, and obviously go up to my favourite, which is number 1. So, number 5 has to be Chicken Run. I know it's a Dreamworks Pictures film, but it's also from the Aardman Pictures, but I thought I'd add them into this list. I think she told me that she wasn't going to use the Aardman Pictures films, but I sort of classed them as Dreamworks too, and I thought I'd put it in just to mix it up a bit. Chicken Run, if you haven't seen it, it's a great film using stop motion animation. Basically, they use sort of puppets with plasticine, and they sort of move them and film for a second, and move them, film for a second, and then when they put it all together, these plasticine like puppets move. And if you haven't seen Chicken Run, the voice who's done by the main character, which is Rocky, is done by Mel Gibson. It's just a great movie. It's about chickens in a chicken coop who feel that they're trapped, and they're sort of made to work and just give their eggs to the owners of the farm, and they sort of plan an escape, sort of in a Great Escape type concept. And it's just really interesting how they sort of plan to escape this chicken coop, and obviously trying to do things while the owners don't see them during the night and things like that. And it's just a lot of fun. It's one of these films that you just laugh all the way through, and I think Mel Gibson does really well doing the voice of Rocky, and it's just totally original idea. And what more can I say? If you haven't seen it, definitely check out Chicken Run. Okay, number 4, my list. It's the 1998 film Ants. It's one of these films that they use insects or animals to depict a story, and this one's basically about an ant colony, and one of the typical drone ants, who's called Z, is he's fed up with his life of doing the same thing every day, and obviously he wants something different. It's very similar to Bee Movie. If you have seen Bee Movie, it's very similar. He's just not happy with what he should do in his life, which is his role, and he wants something new, and trying to sort of find a new role. As a lot of things happen, he falls in love with a princess, but he can't be with her, and she sort of falls in love with him or likes him because he's different, and she feels the same way as him. And it's just a great story. And one of the best things about the film are the voices. They've got some amazing voice actors in it. I've got it written down here. Woody Allen as Z, the main character. We've got Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Sylvester Stallone. He does really well as Z's friend. Dan Aykroyd, Jennifer Lopez, and Danny Glover. So some great actors there doing the voices there. And as all these films, they've got a great story behind it. It's just as good for children as it is for adults. And it's just great to see this ant colony working together, and the way they've done the animation. Absolutely amazing. So number 3 is also an Aardman Pictures, but obviously with Dreamworks, and it's Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Werewolf. I absolutely love all the Wallace and Gromit films, but this has to be my favourite. I think it's the most recent of the franchise, but it's definitely my favourite. If you haven't seen Wallace and Gromit, once again, it's stop motion animation, with the plasticine, and basically it's about a man and his dog who sort of have adventures together, and each film is different. And this particular film, Curse of the Rabbit, is basically about a town in the 1950s in England, and every year they have a vegetable competition to see who can grow the biggest pumpkin and the biggest vegetable in each section. And they're having problems with rabbits that keep eating the vegetables and ruining the vegetable patches. And they hire Wallace and Gromit, be the security, and they sort of go around collecting up all the rabbits. And their brilliant idea is sort of to use a machine to sort of warp the rabbits' minds to make them think that they don't like vegetables, and they won't eat the things, and something goes wrong. and obviously one of the rabbits becomes a were-rabbit, and during the night it goes crazy and sort of eats a lot more vegetables than a normal rabbit would do, and they sort of have to try and get it under control. It's just a great comedy film, once again great for children and for adults, and there's an amazing story behind it. And I think Wallace and Gromit is one of these things that people don't talk about a lot, and it's just a really fun movie. And the voices, once again, I've got them written down here: Ralph Fiennes, Helen Bonham Carter, Peter Kay, Peter Sallis, you know, some great voice actors in it, and it's just a lot of fun. Okay, so we're down to the top 2. Number 2 is How to Train Your Dragon. That's a 2010 film. I haven't seen the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon 2. A lot of people said it's really good. I looked on Rotten Tomatoes, it's also got a high vote, but I haven't seen it, so this isn't on my list. But I really did enjoy the original. When I first saw it, it just blew me away, just with the storyline, you know, the characters, the dragons, everything. Basically, it's about a village of Vikings, and you know, they're really strong, as all the Vikings are, and they're good at everything. But the only problem they have is that in a nearby volcano, I think it is, dragons live there, and they come over and they steal their sheep and the cattle, and obviously they have to try and fight them off. So the main thing in this village is being you know, a great dragon fighter. And something happens with the main character, who's called Hiccup, his voice is done by Jay Baruchel. He does it really well, by the way. And basically, he's a weakling. He's really small. He's not like his father and his brother and things like that. He's not a great fighter. But something happens during the film where he sort of connects with the dragon. And with the help of this dragon, he sort of shows everybody that he can fight dragons in a different way. And basically, he sort of saves the town. And yeah, just a great film. Some great characters doing the voices. Jerry Baruchel, as I told you, Gerard Butler, Jonah Hill. You know, and once again, the animation in this film is absolutely amazing. The different dragons they use, you know, they're flying through the sky, just thoroughly enjoyable. And as always, good for kids, good for adults, and a great story behind it. I should really check out the sequel, because everyone said it's really good, and I don't know why I haven't checked it out yet, so I'll have to get onto that. Okay, and number 1, I suppose most of you will realise what this is, because I haven't said it yet. Has to be the 2001 film Shrek. I know there are a lot of films in the franchise, and I know Shrek 2 is quite good, but they did get a bit boring, you know, when they got to the Shrek 3rd and the 4th film and things like that. But the original Shrek, it's definitely always been one of my favourites. The voice is done by Mike Myers and Cameron Diaz, and of course Eddie Murphy as Donkey are absolutely amazing. And the way they've sort of incorporated the you know, the tales, what do you call it? You know, things like all the characters are sort of connected to fairy tales, and they sort of include it in the film, and you know, they use it as a, you know, comedy way. It's really fun, and obviously the story behind it is, you know, totally original. And you've got this huge ogre Shrek who's really disgusting, this beautiful princess, you know, this donkey that's just so funny that follows him around, and the story behind it, you know, just you know, good against evil, and you know, if you're good, you'll always get what you want in the end, and love conquers all, and things like that. Just a great storyline, and the animation is for 2000, film in 2000, which, you know, 15 years ago, it's done really well, and the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. Who doesn't love the soundtrack? Yeah, so Shrek, absolutely amazing. I do enjoy the second film, but the first film for me is definitely the best. So those are my top 5 Dreamworks pictures. I know that 2 of them are Dreamworks, but Aardman. Let me know what you think of these films, if you've seen them, if you haven't, down below. As I said, check out Rachel Wagner's collaboration video, which is also included with the top 5 Dreamworks pictures films. And thanks for sticking with me and watching as always. If you enjoyed this film, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Take care, guys.